Okay, let's get this party started. So, as I had mentioned before, this is a 1963 Philco Town and Country TV, and I've only seen two videos about these being restored, and both of those, sorry, I'm looking at something down here on the safety glass. Both of those videos were on 1961 models. So, I'll tell you what I know. There's not a lot of information on this aside from what I've learned from either Scott TV or Bob Anderson. On theirs, well, Bob's was missing. Scott's got his, and here on the metal, you know, Scott says Philco, and then over here it's got Town and Country in kind of a, I don't want to use the word festive, festive writing. On this model, they seem to have removed that, and it just says Philco, Town and Country across the top. Now, of course, that's got the, you know, the aluminum painted color around it, and of course this has been cleaned over the years, so that's missing. There's a little tiny bit left on the R and on the Y. So, anyway, excuse me, so my shorts fall down. Another difference between the two is the channel indicator on the 61 models lights up, but the on-off and volume does not. On this model, the on-off and volume does illuminate along with the channel, which would make more sense to me. When I first watched Scott TV, was it Scott TV 1962, I think? When I first watched his, I just thought maybe the light was burned out, because I would just expect that that would have been lit, because it's not symmetrical. But anyway, the other thing is on this one, it is missing the Philco logo at the bottom. It was not there when I bought it. As I also mentioned, this thing got sort of rattled around in the car, and so this side piece has come loose. There are little tabs in here that need to be bent back, and this got a little bent, so I'm going to have to fix that before I can put it in there. And the channel flipper here, the tip edge broke off. Again, like I had mentioned before, I just can't have anything nice. So, also on this, there are 6, I think, plastic anchors that hold this in, and a couple of them broke off when this thing went flying. So, along with one of the back feet. Anyway, so let me go ahead and pause this for a minute, and I will flip this around and we'll take the back off. Alright, I've gone ahead and removed the 12 screws that hold the back on, and there's 2 on the bottom. I also have to be careful because one of the feet got cracked up here, and I'm going to have to glue that. And as I told you, one of the feet popped off back here, although it's not that bad. One interesting thing, though, is the owner wasn't sure how this happened, but the antenna balls have popped out of their little retainers. So you can't put these up all the way and manipulate them. I'm going to have to figure that out. The retainers are still there. I don't know how that would have happened, but whatever. So, oops. I'd almost forgotten about that. Alright, so go ahead and take this off. Okay. So, As you can probably already see, this is a high mileage set. I have not opened up the cage yet. This is the power supply cord for the optional UHF tuner, which would have gone in this slot here, along with the IF connector for the UHF, and this is the VHF antenna connector for the back. So this had a raster when I first got it. Sorry, I'm just looking at these antenna things. Really curious how that would have popped out of it. Boy, this thing's dirty. Another smoke. Well, this came out of the same house that the 48475 came out of, so it's all sorts of fun with the smoker. So I can see in here, here's the lamp, and according to the schematic, it uses an NE51H. And the H, if I remember correctly, stands for high output, so these are brighter than your average NE51 that you would probably have in one of your tube testers. Anyhow, so the CRT has been rebuilt according to the sticker. It says Sylvania on it. And like I said, it's a rebuild because it says right on here. I guess I should read that to you. Unless you guys can read it, but this is a genuine silver screen 85 television picture tube with new precision focus electron gun, new silver activated phosphor screen, new internal conductive coating. But over here it says it's got the disclaimer, the rebuild disclaimer, black and white picture tube description, used glass envelope, all other components and materials are new. I did not know they were able to respray in phosphor on these things. So I stuffed the cheater cord inside here so it wasn't hanging out. As I had mentioned, this is a 1963. The chassis number, now when I was watching Scott's video, his chassis showed that it was a 12 something 20, I think 12 something 28. And this one is a 14J28, so I'm assuming that 1.4 is adding on a couple of years. It looks like it has, well, maybe this is the original. I don't know, this is the, wow, I'm forgetting my terms now. Alright, well, you TV guys know what this is. Probably need to be replaced. This is the couplet that seemed to have gone bad in both Bob Anderson and Scott's TV. Down here, the voltage doubler diodes. Oh, I put the flashlight back. I don't know if those are original or not. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking these might have been replaced. They do not have a Philco part number on them. Several of the tubes have been replaced. The horizontal output tube is a Sylvania. The tube I can't remember what it is for. God, that's dirty. This is also a Sylvania. As it doesn't want to go back in. There we go. It's got one Novar tube in it. And I've heard other people call these compactrons, but they're not. It's a Novar tube. It's 9-pin. There was no such thing as a 9-pin compactron. Sorry, you can't see it. Okay, and a Novar tube is similar to a Magnavol tube. Magnavol, is that right? Except for the pins are smaller on the Novar tube. So here we go in the other tube here. That one's an RCA. It's a 10JA8. So I'm going to go ahead and test all these tubes. I see my big fat head. I don't see anything in here. There's the other couplet that went bad. I see a couple of, I see a Black Beauty in there. And I see a paper cap back there. Is that a Mallory? It's a Mallory. I don't know if that's original or not. Kind of thinking nope. So I'll grab my tube tester, my CRT tester, so you can see this. The tube is okay. That was the first thing I tested, although I have another one anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like I said, I think this is kind of a high mileage set. It doesn't want to stick. The DAG is good on it though. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that off and I'll test the tube. So I'll be right back. Okay. Go ahead and this one there. This one I go on. Alright, there we go. Alright, pull this up to 2.68. I'm not sure if you can see that. I think you can see it glowing there. Okay. Right. That's there. Grid 1. I remember I didn't have really good cutoff on this thing. Yeah, very little cutoff. There it goes. Okay. No shorts, by the way. Okay. So the tube's okay. It's testing about 11-ish. Which isn't so bad. The live test is drops down pretty fast. But like I said, I have the newer tube, so we'll see. Alright, so you know the tube's good. Or okay, I guess. Right. Boy, that center on that thing does, sure goes on pretty tight. Okay. So let me get this out of the way. I'll be back.